Final race of the weekend for the BRSCC Fiesta Juniors is about to get underway here at Brands Hatch. James Waite sits on pole. I wouldn't put it past him to get a second win in the weekend. So, as the engines are firing up, I'll hand you over to our race commentator, Jake Sanson.
Thanks, Anthony. For the grid for race 2, refer to the results from race 1. James Waite and Isaac Smith on the front row from Josh Steed and Ollie Turner. Nat Hotchkiss, Alfie Glennie, Todd Garner and Magnus Krickleby will be fighting his way back from the 4th row after his trip to the Paddock Hill Bend gravel trap in race 1. He won't be staying there again this time as we get ourselves ready for the second race of the weekend here on the Brands Hatch Indy circuit. Revs rise. We will wait for the lights to come on. They do so now. When we go out, we're going to charge forward. And it's a cracking start already. Isaac Smith has got the best launch. He's going to ball slightly in front of Waite as they get away. In his first ever weekend in Fiesta Juniors, he takes the lead for all of about 100 yards as Waite gets straight back up the inside. Steed is through into 3rd position. Turner through to 4th. And that's Magnus Krickleby making his way up to 5th position in front of Hotchkiss, Garner and Glennie. Into the Druids, and that's Turner getting aggressive with Josh Steed on the inside. He's determined, I am going to beat you this time, bucko. So he dives up the inside, and as they drop down Hailwood Hill once again into Graham Hill Bend, Ollie Turner is through into 3rd position. It's Jamsport 1, 2, 3 at the moment, with 4th position Josh Steed in front of the race car consultants boys of Krickleby, and then Hotchkiss, then it's Garner and Glennie. Up the hill, out of Surtees and McLaren into Clark as they drop down through clearways. Isaac Smith, the rookie, is getting a bit of hassle as Krickleby goes up the inside of Josh Steed. Out of clearways, they will run side by side. Magnus Krickleby is going to get his way onto the inside line and he edges slightly in front of Josh Steed. They will still go door to door all the way down towards Paddock Hill Bend. Josh Steed still there on the left side. Down towards the braking zone. We're on board with Josh Steed. Is that going to be Krickleby to our inside? Yes, it is. He's going to drift sideways. Steed should be able to get him on the undercut. No. Krickleby dives back for the other side. I am absolutely nailing my car to the inside line. He will not let Josh Steed come through. Steed is still there to the outside. Where's Magnus? Oh, there he is. He finally gets the door shut at Druids on the exit. That has allowed Nat Hotchkiss to tighten himself up. So it's a Josh Steed sandwich on Race Car Consultants bread right now. Here we go. Up towards Surtees and McLaren. Krickleby, Steed and Hotchkiss battling away 4th, 5th, 6th. That is Garner and Glennie we just saw in the background there as they battle away for position. Todd Garner and Alfie Glennie in 7th and 8th place at the moment. Josh Steed going very wide out of Clark there as he gets back on the power. On board with Nat Hotchkiss in the Thermserve car. And he's got Josh Steed lined up here. Can he make his move on the inside? He looks to the outside. Is he going to try and dive up the inside? We're into lap 3. Let's see if he can tighten his way through on the inside line. Can he get the move done? Not quite. Nat Hotchkiss is going to try and line him up for Druids this time by, though. He brakes late. Steed brakes a little bit later. A lot more confidence in the car. Hotchkiss is still a rookie, don't forget. Steed has a year of experience to take into the 2018 season, but fair play to the rookies, particularly to Isaac Smith and Nat Hotchkiss, who have got themselves up to speed very quickly indeed. Magnus Krickleby having had a little bit of experience last year. And he's there in 4th position, getting away from Steed and Hotchkiss now. So Hotchkiss trying to work his way forward onto Steed. They come up the hill once more into the right-hander at Clark. Both drivers pushing very hard indeed. Steed very nearly with 2 wheels on the deck and 2 in the air there. They come off the turn, through clearways, back on the power. Hugging that inside line. It's the most aerodynamic and efficient way to move through the circuit's main straight there. Then you drift left to get yourself ready for Paddock Hill Bend. Then you have to drop down, brake, turn in and back on the power. That's the fastest way to get back on the throttle because of course it drops downhill. Then you've got a good speed and momentum built up for Druids into the right-hander. Long flowing hairpin. Steed versus Hotchkiss. Hotchkiss on the undercut trying to find a way through, but look, Steed defending valiantly there to the inside line. He's not going to find a way through at Graham Hill Bend, is he? Josh Steed hanging on. Now Krickleby is closing up on Ollie Turner as they battle away for the final spot on the podium. This is going to be a good test of Ollie Turner's powers. There's Isaac Smith, the rookie, still trying to keep in touch with Waite. There he goes. So James Waite, definitely the class of the field here at Brands Hatch. Whether he'll be the front runner next time out, who knows, because we're hoping to have a few more cars on the grid by then as well. Ollie Turner trying to shake off Magnus Krickleby. But Ollie Turner running well in 3rd position into lap 5. These are very quick laps, don't forget, here on the Brands Hatch Indy circuit. Less than a minute these guys take to go around it, but it's a great way to start the season on the same circuit that the British Touring Car boys will start their season in a couple of weeks' time. And let's not forget that some of these guys who have raced in the championship in the past have gone on to be in the British Touring Car Championship paddock. Aidan Moffat in particular, a race winner in the BTCC last year. It all began just a few short years ago in the Fiesta Junior Championship. Here's Ollie Turner, down towards Surtees once again. Total conviction through the left-hander. You've got to throw the car in. The back end starts to bounce, but he's got complete confidence in the car. He knows how to push it to the apex, and Ollie Turner very much in command of his faculties there in front of Magnus Kriklerud. Back to the 5th place battle. This is Steed and Hotchkiss, still scrapping away. Back on the power, down the straight, back to Turner as he runs there in 3rd position, making it an eclipse of the podium for Jam Sport at the moment. But he's still keeping in touch with Isaac Smith. How good has Isaac Smith been on his debut? 2 second places, very much looking on the cards at the moment. But James Waite out in front, so far unbeatable, as he continues to march on in the first weekend of the 2018 season. But James Waite out in front, a very likeable character within the paddock. He started off his career very quiet, very timid, a very easygoing sort of chap, but didn't say too much, wasn't very good at the public speaking side of things. How he has developed over the last 18 months has been absolutely astonishing, and he has turned himself into the model racing driver. Here he comes, look, bouncing over the curb there, out of clear ways he comes, and this is a man absolutely connected symbiotically with his car as they pound around the circuit here at Brands Hatch Indy. A lot of these guys will have been preparing for weeks and weeks on end. We are 1/3 of the way through the race now. 7 of 21. Look how close he gets to the apex there on the edge of the circuit, I should say. Then he dives for the apex on the inside line. But James Waite running very well indeed here at Brands Hatch on the Indy circuit. Through Druids, no curb at all used on the inside line. The thing is, these curbs are so high. I've actually walked the circuit several times here. In these cars, the Fiesta ST, there are some parts of the course you can use the curbs. You just saw there his rear left wheel just leaving the deck, just briefly there as he gets on the power. But there are some curbs, you put them too hard, too fast in these cars, it will tip over. And we've seen incidents like that in the past where drivers have been pushing so hard and have just got that a little bit crossed up. But these cars are very light, very nimble, and very twisty. A lot of drivers have managed to make this car work for them in terms of building a future career. We've mentioned them already, the likes of Freddie Lee, Alex Reed, Jack Mitchell, Warwick Collingbourne, Lewis Kent, who's now in TCR UK, Bobby Thompson's cousin Aaron Thompson, junior champion and senior race winner, now in the UK Clio Cup. A lot of drivers do this. Hotchkiss starting to threaten Steed as they make their way through. Can he get the move done? Tough to tell, but he's going to have to keep working at it. James Waite still your leader. Smith 2nd, Turner 3rd, Kriklerud 4th. Then it is Steed versus Hotchkiss from Todd Garner and Alfie Glennie in the Specialised Motorsports car. Down the Cooper Straight, up towards the left-hander at Surtees. Now we're back on board with Hotchkiss. This is a few seconds down the road, out of Graham Hill Bend. Down that Cooper Straight once again. Steed positioning his car. Look at that. He's got it absolutely nailed. He's not too far to the left, not too far to the right. He's asserting his position. Hotchkiss is having to try every trick in the book to close up on him. Steed and Hotchkiss with very different lines through that part of the course. Steed goes very far left. Hotchkiss positions the car high on the curbs through clearways. Up to the corner before it, through McLaren, then into Clark and Clearways, gets a very smooth drive out of it. Steed is a little bit more fluid as he goes through, and that gives him good purchase, good acceleration off the turn, and that's a good counteract. So really good to see the differing developments of these two drivers as they battle away for position in identical equipment, but they've got two completely different approaches to it. Hotchkiss now trying a move on Steed. Steed slams the door shut. Don't even try it, mate. Brilliant stuff from Steed. Now Steed is going to have to go very defensive on the inside line to stop Hotchkiss coming through. If Hotchkiss can get him on the undercut, that's him through into 5th position. Steed working well here to keep Hotchkiss at bay. Down the Cooper Straight again, up towards Surtees. Looks like ahead of them Quickly's trying to get closer to Wally Turner, but Hotchkiss is still swarming all over the back of Steed. 94 and 95 battle away through Clark. Down the drop towards Clearways, back on the power. Kriklerud right in the exhaust fumes of Turner. Here he is, in fact. Just going to say it's a similar story for Steed and Hotchkiss, but here we go. Kriklerud searching for a way past Turner. Turner defends to the inside as we approach the halfway mark. Lap 10 of 21. Next lap will be the half distance lap. But Isaac Smith out in front of them, the novice, is disappearing from these two with experience. Quickly is going to force the issue up the inside of Ollie Turner and takes third position. Good move from Magnus Quickly. He's been building up to that one for a while and he gets the move done there on Ollie Turner. So Quickly is out to spoil the Jam Sport party here through into the top three. How is Ollie Turner going to respond? He's used to this situation both on the short ovals and on the long circuits, having come up from the Jazz car paddock on the short ovals into Fiesta Juniors at the age of 14. The second he turned 14, he was ready with a car in his pocket. So let's see if he can get the move done to get himself back into a podium position. He got on the rostrum the first time last year at Rockingham when a very emotional podium full of people, none the least of whom was myself, who we all got a little bit teary and emotional for Ollie Turner, who's worked so hard and this year has a great chance to win the championship, although his teammate James Waite is going to be his first main opposition. On board with Nat Hotchkiss once again, closing up on Josh Steed up the road. But every single move he's got, Steed is there to counter out. Now Quickly, a little further up the road, is getting very defensive with Ollie Turner. It looks as though Turner is really starting to turn up the wick now. Down the drop out of Druids, keeping to the middle of the circuit wherever he can, Josh Steed, just holding off any charge the Hotchkiss might be making. Back onto the Cooper straight. Great to see both of those images on board, because in the top left corner there on Hotchkiss' car, the next time you go on board with him, have a look at it, because you'll be able to see his entire cockpit position. The rest of it you'll just see out the windscreen. But Magnus Quickly is currently spoiling a clean sweep of the podium for Jam Sport. James Waite leads. Second place is Isaac Smith. And in third position is Magnus Quickly. We are now past the halfway mark into lap 12. 11 laps gone, 10 to go. Oh, and that's Alfie Glennie. Alfie Glennie, unfortunately, mechanical problems have brought his race to a standstill. It looks as though he might have some suspension difficulties there actually as well. Todd Garner's gone through. Oh yes, that's not looking good, is it? I think he's had a suspension collapse there on the front left. Time to finish up. He's parked the car, but that unfortunately comes to the end of the weekend for Alfie Glennie. Hopefully he'll be back to his best for round two. Oh, Josh Steed going a little bit too far into the apex there at Graham Hill Bend. So what that does is it promotes Todd Garner to 7th position. There is Glennie getting out of the car. But Ollie Turner breathing down the neck of Magnus Quickly as they come out of Clark. Down the drop again to Clearways. Ollie Turner still sizing him up. He's got to be careful about this because he can't just banzai up the inside and hope it sticks. He's got to have a good entry, good braking distance, a good charge through and a good exit speed. He's got to make sure he lines it all up perfectly. He goes to the far side of Paddock Hill Bend. Is he going to get the switch back on the way through? Ollie Turner is really going for it now. Magnus Quickly defending the inside line like crazy. Here comes Ollie Turner. Is he going to sweep across into Druids and keep the door firmly shut? Quickly's still there, not leaving him much space, but enough to get round the corner. Turner will now be on the inside line for Graham Hill Bend. Here he goes into third position. Turner gets it back again. Great move. So Turner is back in third place now. Quickly in fourth place. Steed is still holding on Hotchkiss, and with Hotchkiss still giving Steed all of that aggression up the battle for 5th position. It's going to be interesting to see who actually gets there. But if these two keep squabbling, Steed and Hotchkiss will be challenging for 3rd position. But Quickly's not done yet. So Quickly still's going for it in 4th place. But Ollie Turner is trying to pull away. Over the line once again. Turner, Quickly, Steed, Hotchkiss, lap 14 of 21. At the end of this, we'll be 2/3 of the way through. And again, look, Ollie Turner's got such a wider line through that first corner. He just chucks the car in, holds it on the power, and he's got so much confidence and conviction that the car just bites into the tarmac. It's a much more aggressive stance in terms of how you position the car than Quickly does. Quickly's a little bit more timid, a little bit more smooth, but as a result of that, it's going to be Turner that gets away from it. Look at Steed defending, and look at that top left corner of Nat Hotchkiss as he works his magic onto the back of Steed. You can see what the driver is actually going through. Up through the gears, into the left-hander. Watch the steering wheel movement. It's not very sharp, it's just a little bit here and there. Oh no, he's going to dive for the inside of Steed! Hotchkiss is going to go a little bit deep into the apex, but that's through and into 5th position. Good move there from Hotchkiss. Steed is now going to come back at him. They're almost nudging and rubbing bumpers as they come down the straight. But that's enough for Hotchkiss, and he's got a couple of miles an hour difference out of that final turn that's going to give him enough of a gap down to the braking zone for Paddock Hill Bend. Thanks for the battle, Josh. I'm going to disappear if that's all right with you. I'm going to disappear even if it's not at this rate as he comes out of Paddock Hill Bend. Very much on the lock stops. Josh Steed has now got to try and come back at him. A little bit of slippery, greasy conditions to contend with as well. It's not a full rain shower, but there is moisture in the air, and that's going to make things a little bit trickier towards the closing stages of this race. But Turner is there in third from Cricklewy, Hotchkiss, Steed, and a little way back is now Todd Garner. But nothing is troubling James Waite out of the front of the field. He still leads the way from the rookie Isaac Smith, still doing a magnificent job in his first ever weekend in the championship. 2 second places are looking likely now for the Isaac Smith bandwagon. And there in number 23, Isaac Smith, having started third, is going to pick up a pair of second places from his current position. James Waite still leading on the 16th lap of 21. We have 6 to go then, so we're rapidly running out of time for these guys to settle their differences. Turner in front of Cricklewy, Hotchkiss and Steed, and it is a 4-way scrap in essence for third position. It could go either one of 4 drivers' way here. So Turner leads the way as they drop downhill with Hill once again. Cricklewy, we're looking at Hotchkiss at the moment in 5th position. Nat Hotchkiss in the Themserve car, number 95. Trying desperately to get away from the CIDT V-Pass car of Josh Steed. They've been battling away since the start, and it is going to be very interesting to see how it all copes together. But at the moment, Ollie Turner leads the battle. Third position, still up for grabs. Magnus Cricklewy having fought his way from the back of the grid, just as Josh Steed did in race 1. Steed was able to go from the back of the grid to the podium. Can Cricklewy do likewise? Not if you're Ollie Turner. Turner has definitely got his colours nailed to the mast here for third position. 5 laps to go. Down into the braking zone. I love watching those differences in starts in that first corner. Ollie Turner seems to be wanting to flirt with that white line on the outside of the entry to Paddock Hill Bend with so much aggression. He just chucks the car in and it just bites, it responds, it throws him towards the apex. Great to watch him travel through. By comparison, Magnus Cricklewy, he times the braking just so, turns it exactly as he needs to, bites back on the throttle, and the car just grips. There are 2 very different stances here, but Ollie Turner just so impressive to watch. He just chucks the car through every apex, but he's so confident in his machine now. He knows what it's going to do. He knows how it's going to respond to him. He is really well set up. If he can just keep on working through the season, his first victory is sure to come. Cricklewy likewise could easily have got the job done here today, of course, had he not had those difficulties at the start and then ended up in the Paddock Hill Bend gravel track. But on lap 18 of 21 now, 4 to go. Josh Steed trying not to fall off the back of Hotchkiss, but Hotchkiss has suddenly realised he's in 5th position. He's got Magnus Cricklewy up the road. I could beat him here, and I'm going to go for it. Under the bridge, into Druids. Still looking strong. Magnus Cricklewy is going to have to go on the defensive rather than the offensive. Ollie Turner is starting to stretch out the gap, so that Jam Sport podium looks like it's going to be done and dusted in first, second and third. But the Race Car Consultants team drivers look like they're about to battle. And it's a lot harder in the club echelons of racing because team orders do not really mean a thing. They can race each other, provided they don't take each other off, of course. So Cricklewy and Hotchkiss are going to go to battle. And they've got Josh Steed not far behind in 6th position either, so they've got to be careful not to have any funny business, because if they want to get busy with the fizzy on the podium, they need to work hard and they need to battle with each other. They need to keep up with Ollie Turner for a start. Into Paddock Hill Bend. Dropping down the crest once again. Oh, Cricklewy very nearly dancing with the curb on the far side. This is Hotchkiss' opportunity. We go back on board. Let's watch his steering wheel movement. Turns tight in there. Wants to get a nice, fluid, rapid response out of it. He's really good on the gear shift. Hotchkiss has got this pretty much sewn up in the 4th position if he can get through, because he's running out of laps, but conversely, Hotchkiss is going to make sure that Cricklewy runs out of laps to respond. Up through Surtees, through the quick right flick at McLaren, that's where you start to brake. Cricklewy's braking a lot earlier than Hotchkiss. Hotchkiss got caught out by that. I wonder if Magnus is just getting a little bit weary with these tyres. We did talk about this before. The new tyre compound for this year, MRF Tyres, the new deal. Drivers are still getting used to the... Oh, has Cricklewy got a problem? Is that Hotchkiss pulling out round the outside to try and get him? He's certainly looking a little bit hesitant down the straight. Ollie Turner, quick puff of smoke. Good defence from Cricklewy as he holds on there in front of Nat Hotchkiss. Josh Steed is just watching this and lapping it up. Go on, guys, have a bit of a fisticuffs. Go on, get in there. Tap himself. Tap him on the back bumper. Go on, I want to get 4th position here. But he's egging them on in 6th position. He's just reading them in. He's giving Hotchkiss the hurry up because Hotchkiss needs to get on with this and start to get into his teammate because psychologically he knows that Steedy's right there and will go for the move if he gets an opportunity. So Hotchkiss is really the man in trouble here because he needs to get on to Cricklery. Cricklery is just controlling his position in 4th place. Well, Hotchkiss needs to get on with this because there's a genuine danger that Josh Steed will overhaul him. Here we go though, out in front. No problems at all for this man, James Waite. He has led every single racing lap of this weekend. He led the first encounter from start to finish, and it's likewise in race 2. If you'd have told him 12 months ago, James, I tell you what, you're going to dominate the weekend at Brands Hatch in the first weekend of the year, I think he would have laughed in your face, but it's an absolutely magnificent performance. He's going to give the hurry up to Todd Garner, who gets the blue flag. Don't forget that's his first meeting as well. Todd will improve with speed as the season progresses, and it's great to see him here on the grid. But James Waite is going to come out of the final turn. He's going to take the checkered flag. Todd Garner will get out of the way. That's one more lap he doesn't have to do, I guess, but it's going to be James Waite who takes the checkered flag. And with gusto, with vim and vigour, James Waite wins the 2nd race of the weekend in Fiesta Junior. 2 wins out of 2 and 2 second places out of 2 for the rookie Isaac Smith. What a magnificent weekend for him. Absolutely brilliant. Further back, it's a clean sweep for Jamsport. Ollie Turner is on the podium for the 2nd time in his career in front of Magnus Cricklery. 4th place, 5th position for Nat Hotchkiss from Josh Steed and Todd Garner. A retirement for Alfie Glennie, but he'll be back in time for the 2nd meeting in a few weeks' time. And here's the championship standings. James Waite is just 8 points clear of Isaac Smith, with Ollie Turner in 3rd from Steed, Hotchkiss, Garner, Cricklery and Alfie Glennie. It's still open season.
James, clean sweep. How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling really great. It's great points for the season this year. That's what I'm hoping to go for. See how many podiums we get throughout the year. I just want to maintain pace and we should be fine. Should be a good result.
Yeah, a lot of people behind you strapping and you just get to break away. I bet you're happy when you look in your mirrors.
Yeah, I got a good start. I saw Isaac was close behind, but when I managed to break the gap, I managed to drive away and it was a good win.
Well, for now, go and enjoy it. Well done.
Thank you.
Isaac, your first meeting out with the Fiesta Juniors, 2 podiums, 2 second places and driver of the weekend. You got to be happy.
Yeah, very happy with that weekend. Hopefully we can bring it on to Cadwell and keep pushing. And Jamsport will help me on the way, so very positive weekend for me.
Fantastic. Cadwell Park, have you driven around it before?
Never been around Cadwell before. I didn't have a practice day here, but hopefully we can keep it pushing.
Well, for now, you've had a fantastic weekend. Congratulations. Go and enjoy it.
Thank you.
Well, Ollie, after 3 races here at Brands Hatch, the season opener, you finally got a podium. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. It was a tough race. Really enjoyed it, but pleased with the result.
And where did you go from here? Second, first?
From here, I'd like to improve. So 2nd place for Cadwell would be decent, or a 1st place would be good. But yeah, looking confident for the rest of the season.
Tricky place, Cadwell.
Yes, tricky, but it's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Well, for now, go and enjoy it.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Cheers, Ollie. That brings an end to a fantastic opening round here at Brands Hatch for the Fiesta Juniors. Huge congratulations to James Waite on his 2 wins. Can he do it all over again when the action comes from Cadwell next time?